What's up, Jags fans? Look at this, man. 2 nights in a row of content. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so pumped. We're doing the mock draft tonight. So if this is your first time part of a live show, buckle up because it's about to get rocky, that's for sure. You may have watched some film breakdowns on the channel. If you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you do get the film breakdowns when those happen. Additionally, subscribe now because you can be a part of the live show. I try to get as many of the comments as I can. But they kind of go quick, so I try to catch them when I can. I do like to shout out the people that are in here first. Nolly Fullcap, who's a channel member with the channel emojis. Appreciate that, Nolly. You know I always appreciate that. Ben Hone says with the first pick in the draft, Ben Hone. And I you might have corrected me last time on how to say her name, but I can't remember. Cash Shoots wishes he was first. Tallahassee also wishes he was first, but nonetheless, you weren't first. It's good to see you guys. Caleb, good to see you guys. Look, this is a show about the fans, right? I'm a fan too, so we just try to get into it. We try to talk Jags as much as we can. Tonight, we are doing the mock draft, so I'm pretty pumped about that. I did a little bit of research, all right? So, I mean, I've seen some of these names before because there's nothing worse than, like, just picking a random guy, flipping a coin. So is the sound low for you guys? All right. Let me crank it up here for you guys. Maybe this will help a little bit. I kind of have an idea where I want to go with this, but I still want to get you guys' reaction and see what's going on. Gerald, what up, man? He says, "Hey, folks, how's it going?" Haney. All right, Haney. I'll try to get that one. Ben, I promise, but no promises. All right, so everyone's here for the mock draft. So let's just jump right into it. What do y'all say about that? All right. Let me test everything out here. Okay, so we are, in fact, going to be picking first. I know, it's a surprise to everybody, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. We're doing a 7-round here, boys. So get ready. I mean, we're putting ourselves in the seat of Trent Baalke, Doug Peterson, if he has any say, Shad Khan. I don't know. But let's just jump right into it. All right, we're going to enter the draft here, and we're on the clock first. So there's no time limit on this, so we can have time to kind of talk through some of the picks, which would be good because I know for sure that I need that. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Again, one more thing. Not trading. I know all the mocks on Twitter are like, yeah, traded all these picks. Look, I know that the Jags have an insane amount of 6th and 7th round picks. I'm making the picks, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not trading. I'm doing this straight up, trying to make this as realistic as possible. So, if you prefer your mocks to be trading back, look, I hope. But let's be realistic. Not a lot of teams trying to vie for that first pick, even though look at me, living in the past. Baalke has tried to create some smoke screens and things like that. So let's just jump right into it. All right. So I know this is like the most debated one, right? I know that everyone has their opinion on the number one. So this is, we've watched the most film on these guys. We kind of know what's going on. You guys, I mean, I'm reading the chat. A lot of icky fans. A lot of Travon Walker. I mean, the Travon Walker has been like the newest Vegas betting line here. Everyone's been he's like the favorite. But 12th. This is PFF's draft simulator, by the way. So I could care less what their rank is. I could care less what their average draft position is. And I could care less about the grade that they give me at the end. Okay, because this is me. Okay, I'm Trent Baalke today. All right. So look, this is the big pick here. Juju says Jameson Williams at 1. Look, you guys, I'm serious. I was torn all day about taking Jameson Williams at 1. Like, I really did just want to come in here, hype up all of the draft prospects, talk about all of them, and then take JMO number 1. Like, I really did want to do that. But as I kind of marinated on it a little bit more, I do think that when we look back, Jameson Williams will end up being the best player in the draft. I really do. But the problem is that fresh injury, picking number 1, you have to get a cornerstone of your franchise. You have to get a guy that's going to be around long term. You don't have to worry about health they all have health issues, but not in the way where Jameson Williams is coming off of an ACL. We haven't seen him play since he's been injured. He kind of made his money with his speed. So as much as I would love to pick Jameson Williams, and I would even go on a limb and say if I was picking like 3 or 4, I would take Jameson Williams. If I was picking 3 or lower, I would take Jameson Williams. So just get that out of the way right now. But got to have a franchise guy at 1. Got to. Ben the Scientist says, don't be a victim of groupthink and believe that Walker or Hutchinson is any good. Okay, so Hutchinson is good. Okay, I'll just come out and say it right off the bat. Hutchinson is good. I like his size. I mean, the guy is 6'6", like 270. I mean, that's big. I mean, that's a big edge rusher. He's going to be good. They talked about on the local radio today, like some people were like, oh, the most I could see him having is 10 sacks. 10 sacks is a lot of sacks, and that would do the Jags really good to have a guy that can get 10 sacks. If I were going defense, I would take Aiden Hutchinson number 1. Absolutely would. I would take Aiden. I think he's the best defensive player on the board. And listen, I like Travon Walker. And I was on the UCF Jaguars channel last night. We had a round table with Laurie Fitzpatrick, James Coleman, me, and UCF. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch it. I defended Travon Walker. After watching his film, I mean, the guy was in an 8-man rotation on the defensive line. I mean, there was the front 7 of that Georgia defense was disgusting. You know, the end of the games were blowouts. So Travon Walker wasn't playing a lot of fourth quarters the way Aiden Hutchinson was, and the way a lot of some of these other guys were. So definitely would take Aiden. Not afraid of Travon. Just think it's a little high for him being a project. So I think this pick does come down to Evan Neal and Ike Ekwonu. I really do. I think you have to. People said in the chat, you got to protect Trevor. Got to get someone in front of Trevor. Look, I like Icky. I like it. He's a little small for me, though. I can see him carving out a great career in the NFL as a guard. And look, there's no problem taking a look. Everyone's like, you can't take a guard number 1. I think you can't take a guard number 1. But I just think like if Evan Neal wasn't in the draft and the Jags were in this position, I think you take Icky all day, every day. But I think the fact that Evan Neal's there. I know Cam Robinson is on the team. I know they're talking about Cam Robinson getting his contract extended, but the reality of it is he's on a franchise tag this year. If you draft Evan Neal, I think that gives you the opportunity to put him at guard for a year and then not re-sign Cam Robinson and then allocate that money that you were going to sign Cam Robinson with to upgrade at receiver, at interior offensive line, even a defensive position next year. So I think that just gives you more options when it comes to tackle. Honorable mention, Kayvon Thibodeau. I like Kayvon Thibodeau. I think he's going to be probably the second best edge or defensive player in this draft. I liked his film at Oregon. Just wasn't sure how he was going to translate because we never got to see him in big games. I mean, he the only big game opportunity he had in a bowl game, he decided not to play. So we got to see him tear up Washington and UCLA and teams like that, but I never got to see him against one of these like projected top couple draft picks. I got to see Hutchinson against good offensive linemen. I got to see Walker against good offensive linemen, so I could get a better feel for that. So Jameson Williams, I want to do it, but I have to go Evan Neal. Got to go Evan Neal. Evan Neal's a guy you can plug in. You put him in the right away. He protects Trevor. Like I said, I mean, you put him at guard this year. You let Walker Little and Jawan Taylor fight over that right tackle spot. Whatever you want to do at guard. I mean, center, you're gonna have to address. I mean, we're probably gonna have to address guard and center at some point in this draft. I'm planning on it, but Evan Neal's got to be the pick there. Evan Neal's got to be the pick. So, and look, I get it. If they want to take Aiden Hutchinson, by all means, take Aiden Hutchinson. But not me. I'm taking Evan Neal. Let's go ahead and add him to the list there. So, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about Evan Neal? Let me know. I'm kind of behind on the comments because I got a little lanky there talking. I have a feeling it's going to be Icky. This is from Nasir Premier, but I want Hutch. Would love either pick. All right. Definitely want Chad Muma at 65, he goes on to say. Icky is more of a scheme fit than Neal. Okay, look, and I know people like Icky, but here's the thing with Neal is, like, Neal's a monster. Like, Icky reminds me a lot of Quentin Nelson, and I love Quentin Nelson. And that's why I was saying, look, if Evan Neal's not in this draft, I'm taking Icky. because I love Quentin Nelson's game. He's a mauler. I mean, you'd be able to run behind him all day, but I need Trevor to throw 50 times a game. And to all the people out there, well, if you can run it and he doesn't have to throw it 50 times, then we're in a better situation. We are in a better situation. Let's be realistic. We need Trevor to throw the ball, okay? So he needs time to throw. I hated seeing him get pressured. I hated seeing him get hit. He's too athletic to take the amount of hits that he took last year. If you can't block, I need someone to play tackle. I don't trust Cam Robinson. I know he's getting the love and respect around the league with the franchise tag and things like that, but I don't see him on the top tier of tackles. So I want a top tier left tackle. I do, and I think Dougie P wants a top tier left tackle. Cam Robinson has no allegiance to Cam Robinson, or to Doug Peterson has no allegiance to Cam Robinson. I really do think that Icky is going to end up pigeonholing himself at left guard. But again, not pigeonhole in a bad way, just like he's going to be a really good left guard. But that's good if you plan on running the ball a lot. But I plan on passing the ball a lot, so I'm taking Evan Neal. Let him learn this year. If he needs to play right tackle, I mean, he's so versatile. He can play everywhere. I love it. Tallahassee says, I'm good with Neal, Icky, or Hutch. Gerald McKinnon says, yep, Neal. Guys, I know it's boring. I know it's a more boring pick, but I think it's the smartest one. I really do. Look, if I wanted to get not boring, like I said, I'd take J-Mo, 100%. All right, let's take a look at round 2. Pick 33. Again, we're not trading. Listen, this is not a trade draft. I'm not going to get in this make-believe scenario where we have 10 picks in the first round. I wish, right? Okay, so here we're kind of in a situation where we have Sky Moore, and I'm just telling you the best available players. Sky Moore, receiver from Western Michigan. Travis Jones, D-line from Connecticut. George Pickens from wide receiver from Georgia. We don't need a corner, so I'm going to ignore Jalen Petrie for now. Arnold Abiti, edge rusher. Leo Chanel, I know a lot of people want him. Nick Bonito. All these guys are players that the Jags have needs for. So we just took an offensive lineman. That leaves our needs still interior offensive line. I would say running back at some point we need a running back. Definitely defensive line, definitely edge, definitely linebacker. So I think those have to be the next positions that you attack, and wide receiver, of course. Wide receiver as well. So we have a lot of needs here at this pick. So this is where we're going to have to decide, like, are we going all in on Trevor? I mean, we took an offensive lineman with the first pick. Are we going all in on Trevor? Or are we going to be like, okay, we need to help the defense a little bit and get one of these guys on the defense? So I'll just try to quickly go through what I think about some of these guys. I actually like Sky Moore. The only problem with Sky Moore is he's kind of Christian Kirk. Like, if we didn't have Christian Kirk, Sky Moore is the pick because I like Sky Moore. We're in a 4.41, but at 5'10", 195, not the biggest guy in the world. And doesn't really take the top off of defenses. He's more of like a ball in his hands, make plays, possession receiver, even though he's 5'10", 185, and 100 receptions last year. I mean, that's impressive. Like I said, the 4.41, that's quick. He gets Keyshawn Johnson comps, so I like it. If we didn't have Christian Kirk, I definitely would want Sky Moore. George Pickens. Everyone loves George Pickens. Every mock I've seen has George Pickens going in the second round. At 6'3", 195. The 4.47 is very sexy. I mean, that's sexy. 8 touchdowns in 2020, 6 touchdowns in 2019. Only played 4 games last year. That's my hang-up. Listen, I like his great hands. Great feel for leverage when he's running routes. He beats press coverage with his hands, with his size. He could be a jump ball guy. Like, he could be all of this, but he's only done it 4 games. And he was okay in those 4 games. And the fact that he came back from that ACL injury, he tore his ACL in spring of 2021 and came back and played the last 4 games of the season. So Pickens looks like a good choice here if we wanted to go that route with offense. Only minor concern is the injury history. Arnold Abikete. I like Arnold Abikete, all right? I really do. He's one of my favorite players at this pick. Transfer from Temple. So he was at Temple, ended up transferring to Penn State, had a great year at Penn State. He reads the run well. He had 2 block punts. You got to think a guy at this situation, you do want him to be a starter, but he's realistically probably going to be on special teams beginning of the year. He's a little lean in frame at 6'2". But if I'm going defense, I'm between him and Leo Chenal. I like Leo Chenal. He reminds me a lot of Paz. 6'3", 250, 4'5", 40. His scouting report called him a cinder block. So that's the kind of guy he is. Tyler Linderbaum, everyone loves Tyler Linderbaum, the center. Got wrecked by him multiple times. Very Paz-like. So if you like Paz, that's the guy that you want. Nick Bonito, I like Nick Bonito too. There's a lot of good defensive players here, and that's where you have to evaluate. Like, okay, you can get some really good value here at edge. That being said, I'm taking George Pickens. All right, I know I said all that, but listen, George Pickens is what we need. Look, we have a vacant spot at wide receiver for the big wide receiver. We need someone that can go up and get it. We need someone that can play the back of the end zone. We need someone that can play in the red zone. We need a possession guy. One of my favorite things about Pickens is his hands. Great, strong hands. We have had no receivers that could catch the ball recently, so I need a guy that can catch. I know Zay Jones is there, but I'm not big on Zay Jones. I think Pickens is the pick there. Let's plug him in here to our round 2 pick. There he is, boys. George Pickens. All right, so what do y'all think? What do y'all think about George Pickens? Ben Honey says, to be fair, what wide receiver isn't immature? Okay, that's true. Gabi J says, we need a big, true X wide receiver. I agree. Any chances we go with Trey McBride at 33? Now, I like Trey McBride, but I just don't know if we have a need. I was thinking Trent McDuffie. I don't know. Trey McBride, maybe. I think 33, you got to get a playmaker there, and I think George Pickens just has a better option than any of the other guys. Scroll down. Oh, you want me to look? Okay, I'll scroll down next time. Sorry. Pickens. Everyone's here saying Pickens. I like that. Like the video, guy. Yeah, Nasir, thank you. Like the video, guys. Give it a thumbs up. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. Isn't that crazy? Like, we're just sitting here talking Jags, like me and the comments. Like all of you guys, like all you guys that are here all the time. We're almost at 2K subscribers. Isn't that crazy? So George Pickens, everyone seems to like the George Pickens. I like it. Let's do it. Let's keep it going. All right, so now we're in round 3. Who did I pick at 1? Robert G. I took Evan Neal. So we've gone offense. We've addressed tackle, offensive line, and we've addressed wide receiver. Look, I'm Team Trevor, man. But that's it. Whatever will help him. Moon Illusion says, Jags United, I don't want to scare you, but both Neal and Pickens apparently have major concerns and are dropping down boards. Okay. Hey, look, Juwan Taylor. I thought Juwan Taylor was going to be a better player than he was. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything. I thought Juwan Taylor took a fall on the draft boards. Remember, everyone had the Jags mocked to take Juwan Taylor in the first round, and they ended up not taking him until the second round. So you never know. Could be wrong, but based on what I've seen, I think that's the direction that they should go. Offense. All right, so that leads us to our 65th pick, round 3. I mean, this is our last chance to get a playmaker. I mean, yeah, you can find him in the 4th through 7th round, but this is it, man. This is it to find a playmaker, so we got to make this pick count. Steve Boston with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. He says, Cam Jurgens has been getting a lot of hype at center. Okay. Look, I like it. I plan on addressing center, Steve. I just don't know if we can do that right now, because here's the problem. We've gone offense. Got to do something about this defense. The defense was pathetic. Pathetic is the best word I can. I mean, look, there's J. Tufele's the only D lineman I'm really cool with right now. Josh Allen, I'm cool with him. I like Foye Lukin. He's good. I like him at Mike linebacker. I like our 3 corners. And safety. Not huge fan of our safeties, to be honest with you guys. I know a lot of people like Cisco. A lot of people like these guys. I'm just not big on them right now. All right, so let's take a look at who we have here. We have Brian Asamoah, linebacker from Oklahoma. We have Kingsley Ngabare, from the edge from South Carolina. Nick Cross, safety from Maryland. Luke Godke, tackle from Central Michigan. Zach Tom. Dylan Parham. A lot of people have Dylan Parham mocked to the Jags, and the ones that I've seen here. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Kyle Phillips, a guy a lot of people like, receiver out of UCLA. Calvin Austin, a guy receiver from Memphis. I know we already drafted a wide receiver. I'm just telling you what I've seen in the mocks. Sam Williams, edge, Damian Pierce. Okay, so go back up. All right. So here we are. We need help on the defense. I think we have to go defense here. I think the two best guys on the board are Brian Asamoah and Kingsley Ngabare. I really do. I think they're both good players. And now it just comes down to, do you want to address the linebacker or do you want to address edge? Brian Asamoah at 6 foot 226, he ran a 4.56 40. I mean, that's pretty good. He had a ton of solo tackles. I mean, like, you know how when you look at people's stats, there's a bunch of combined tackles and then like a handful of solo tackles. He had a lot of solo tackles. I mean, I can't remember the number, but it was like comparable to his combined tackles. He reads his keys well. Like as soon as the ball snapped, he's keeping his eyes where he needs to be, and that allows him to diagnose the play quickly. So he's always seems to be around the football, which is a good tendency for a linebacker. Really good on special teams. Look, you guys got to remember, like these guys that are now kind of going to really prove their worth on special teams first. I mean, a third-round pick could definitely sneak into the starter. We've seen fourth-round picks and fifth-round picks sneak their way into the starting spot for sure. But generally, these guys have to earn their way on through special teams. Not great movement. That's the problem. So, like, really good to the ball, but he's not going to, like, sideline to sideline. Not going to be speed. And I like Foye Lukin, so maybe they can balance each other out there. Take some false steps. His scouting report wasn't too happy about those. And then we have Kingsley Ngabare. Now, here's the problem with Kingsley Ngabare is he's not very fast and he's not very explosive, but he's really strong and really long. Okay, so he kind of gives me like Roy Robertson Harris vibes, but I think he could be better. At 6'4", 258, I mean, that's big. Long, powerful. I mean, I liked him at South Carolina. I did. I mean, I thought he's really good at sealing the edge, right? So he's going to play that big end position, maybe like the 4-eye technique, the 5 technique, opposite of Josh Allen. So we need a guy that can really just like kind of 2-gap and hold up 2 spots there. And you could plug him in with Jay Tufele, Josh Allen, Dewan Smoot. You could kind of get those guys in there. I mean, let's take a look at who else we have at that D-line position. Roy Robertson Harris, Malcolm Brown had flashed, but he's getting up there. Fatu Kasi, the guy we just picked up, I like him, but he's going to be more of a nose. Devon Hamilton, Jay Tufele. So the roster is more set up for Asamoah. So, and that's the only reason. If we didn't have the linebackers, if we didn't have the D linemen, I would have gone Ngabare. But, because of our need at linebacker, I got to go Brian Asamoah. I have to do it. And again, if we didn't have the need there, wouldn't do it. But the need is huge. And again, I'm not a guy that drafts on need. I really do think he's going to be a good player. I really do. He can fit into what we're trying to do. He can become that other linebacker next to a Lukin. And, we got to help this defense out for sure. Steve Boston with another $5 at the Super. Steve, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. He said, Foye is your smaller athletic linebacker. We need to get a big thumper. And there, yeah, I agree with you. That's why we took him there. So works out well for us. Brian will slip to 70. Really want us to trade up for Chad Muma. Spot 50 or 55 if he's there. Thank you again, Steve. I appreciate that. Foye had 192 tackles. Dude, Foye is a beast. He's one of my favorite players on the defense. Hamilton is solid, says Caleb. I agree. C. Breacher says, I feel like we have so many run stuffers. That's true. That's the only reason why I didn't go Kingsley Ngabare. And he's looking like he's available. So that's going to be a hard pick here coming up soon. Josh Allen going to struggle again if we don't get an edge to help him. Well, I think Josh, yeah. Well, it depends on how they want to play it. Josh Allen could play the edge is the thing. So I think that's what you can get away with if you have, Fatsusaki and you have, Jay Tufele, Malcolm Brown. I mean, those guys, they could help you. You're right, though. I mean, they do need another guy on the edge to help. Steve Boston, Foye is 6'2", 220. What do you mean? He plays strong, though. I mean, he plays strong, and he doesn't move. I mean, yeah. But he's going to play the mic. I mean, that's the problem. He's going to play the mic. And I made the argument yesterday that the 2 linebackers are going to be splitting the field, so it doesn't really matter. Mike, outside linebacker, nowadays with like nickel packages being so dominant, you're playing 2 linebackers most of the time anyways. He will slip to 70. Every damn mock I did, I got him at 70. I'm saying as an example, like Quay Walker, we could go tight end. And look, I know some people are saying, look, I've done a mock, and this guy's fallen. He's going to fall there. He could fall there, but that's who I want there at that spot. I wasn't worth the risk to me to see him get picked, and I need him on my defense. Okay, so we've addressed tackle, we've addressed wide receiver, and we've addressed the linebacker. So we still definitely have needs at interior offensive line. We definitely still have needs at edge rusher. We still have needs at running back, safety. So we have needs to go around for sure. This is our our pick 70 here, our second pick in the 3rd round. And again, this is the last chance we're going to get value. So, talked about Ngabare already. I like him. Zach Tom from Wake Forest, a guy that a lot of people I've seen mocked to us. Let's see who I have on my list here. Is Muma gone? Muma might have been drafted. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's gone. Jamari Sawyer. Look, a lot of people like Jamari Sawyer. I mean, his film wasn't terrible at Georgia. I mean, he played some good games. He totally shut down Aiden Hutchinson, so that's got to be something. Dylan Parham. A lot of guys have us taking Dylan Parham, 6'3" guard out of Memphis, 3'11". I like Dylan Parham. He was actually recruited as a tight end, and he can play either guard spot. That's what's nice. He can play left guard or right guard. So if we have Neal at left guard, we have Dylan Parham at right guard. He's not great at pulling, and he did struggle getting 3 techs from keeping 3 techs from crossing his face. Basically meaning like a 3 tech is one of your bigger defensive linemen. Think like Malcolm Brown, J.T. Faley, guys like that. Sometimes they're gonna try to get across you to your opposite shoulder gap, and if they can get there, they can kind of disrupt what you're trying to do in your run block. He struggled with that a little bit. It's the only knock I have on Dylan Parham. Is Tolbert gone? Tolbert's gone. Okay, that was a guy I was looking at there. So really, I think here it comes down to Kyle Phillips. I like Kyle Phillips too. I think here it comes down to Kingsley Ngabare or Dylan Parham. I think that's what it comes down to. Got to go edge here, says Moon Illusions. Cameron Thomas says Aiden Torben. More and more sound like Peterson having pick control. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he does, then Sawyer's going to be a guard, says Steve Boston. Okay. Sawyer is best available, in my opinion. Foya PFF was 49. Howe with 180 plus tackles. The Falcons give up a lot of points. And so a lot of times that hurts your grade as a PFF score. We could go tight end in the 4th. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so it's between Sawyer and Parham to me. I don't think Sawyer's going to be here. I really don't, but I mean he is here, so that puts me in a weird spot. Look, I mean he's my, but I mean then that's just. I think you take Dylan Parham here. I know. I got to take Dylan Parham. And look, here's the reason why. Look, I don't know what Sawyer is at guard. Look, I know what he is at tackle. I don't know what he is at guard. I know that he can play, that we can play guard. I mean, I know that Parham can play guard. We got him at a pretty good pick here at 70. You have to do it. You have to do it. Because now look at what we have. All right, we have a left tackle, and just this year, okay? We have Cam Robinson, who I don't necessarily think is great, but he's going to be good for this year for us. Now at guard, we have Neal. Or if we want to put guard at tackle, we can put Dylan Parham at that left guard. We still need to figure out another interior at center. I know a lot of people like Shatley, a lot of people like Ben Barch, but you're going to need depth there. So I think with Dylan Parham there, I think now you're set up well. And I know it's not popular. I know it's not popular, but look, Our offensive line, we're building from the trenches. You guys know I'm a trenches guy. And we had to do it. All right, let me add here to the list. Dylan Parham. Steve Boston with $5. Dude, Steve, thank you. Steve, you're too nice. He says, Peterson likes Icky, not Neal. Plus, with the medical reports coming out, Neal is less likely, and Icky can be a Pro Bowl guard, in my opinion. I think so, too. I haven't seen these medical reports. And look, maybe they're going to come out, but, I mean, don't medical reports always come out pre-draft? I don't know. Tough decision, says Nasir. Yeah, I mean, Steve, you're probably right. I don't know what Peterson likes. They're not going to tell you. I mean, who's going to tell you the truth? No one's going to tell you the truth. I mean, this is just... It's complete speculation. I mean, they put out smoke screens intentionally. Like, it's just funny that people think they're going to, why would they tell you us anything? They want someone to try to offer them like a bunch for their pick. Like, they're not going to tell you anything they really think. Danny Gray time, says Ben. Nasir, Icky gives me Trent Williams potential. He's not as big though. Trent Williams is massive. Gerald McKinnon, Jason, Balky likes Walker, Peterson likes Icky, and Shad likes Hutch. Who do you think wins this power struggle? I don't necessarily know if that power struggle is real, Gerald. Like I said, I don't trust any information that comes out around draft day. I've watched enough drafts to know that. If it really comes down to that, I think Shad has to make the decision. It's his team. It's his money. It's his investment. Take Hutch. I'd be cool with that. Parham can play center, says Moon Illusions. Building the O-line for the future. Look, I'm an O-line. Look, I'm a trenches guy. That's what I was saying before I kind of ranted. I'm a trenches guy. So build the offensive line. I like our defensive line enough as of now. But look, with the money we're going to save next year by not re-signing Cam Robinson to a long-term deal, that would be grossly overpaying for him. That's, what, $16, $17 million a year we can now spend on a defensive lineman next year, a safety next year. We could bring in another wide receiver if none of these guys pan out. So there's just gives us more options that way. Trayvon Walker. I know a dog when I see one. I know. Okay, so now we've addressed tackle. We've addressed wide receiver. We've addressed linebacker. And then we went double-dipped on offensive line and went to guard. Okay, so that leaves our needs at safety, I think. I think we still have a need on the defensive line. I still think we have a need at running back, a need at tight end, and another need at wide receiver. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with these next picks here. So we've gotten to our – what pick are we on here? Round 4. All right, so let's go up, and that puts us at pick 106. 106. All right, Carson Strong, your best available player. I wonder what's going to happen with Carson Strong. Dominique Robinson. Listen, gosh, it's a lot for me not to take Kyle Phillips. I'm not going to, but just letting you know, it's a lot for me not to take Kyle Phillips. We don't need a tackle. Dominique Robinson, maybe. D'Angelo Malone, maybe. Danny Gray, not huge on him. Damari Mathis, I think we're okay at corner right now. Romeo Dobbs, didn't see his film, so I can't even comment. We're good at guard. Luke Fortner. I've seen a lot of people mock this to Luke Fortner. And then tight end Jelani Woods. Now listen, guys. I'm Trent Baalke, okay? I'm sorry. I know he took tackle, wide receiver, linebacker, guard. I know 3 of the 4 have been offense. But I'm trying to score points. Like, I am trying to score points. I'm trying to set Trevor up for success. I'm not going to, hesitate here. I want Jelani Woods here. I know some of y'all are saying, oh, he could be there at our next pick. He could be there at round 5, 197. Look, that's a lot of picks for me. That's a lot of picks for me to leave it up for this tight end. I don't know if he's going to be there or not. I like Jelani Woods. Everything about him I like. A top 25 quarterback coming out of high school. Quarterback. Committed to Oklahoma State. So I like that a lot already. Changed to a tight end at Oklahoma State and then transferred to Virginia, where he had 44 catches, 600 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Did I mention that he's 6'7", 259, and he ran a 4.6? 6'7", 259. Look, we're looking at if we have Pickens and we have Christian Kirk, and I know we have Evan Ingram, But look, we know that Peterson likes multiple tight end sets. We know Peterson loves tight ends. Zach Ertz was his leading receiver every year but one that he was in Philadelphia. I don't know if I trust Evan Ingram. They didn't really give Evan Ingram a contract that shows that they trust him. It's really a one-year deal. So get a tight end for the future. I like Jelani Woods. I think he's going to be one of the best tight ends in this draft. 6'7". Some people say he's 6'8". We're going offense again, boys. We're going offense again. Look, we're Team Trevor all the way. I know people don't like it. Sue me, okay? Sue me. We're going to add him to our list here. That was round 4. Jelani Woods. Sorry, boys. Sorry. We're neglecting edge, though. Okay, Moon, I know we're neglecting edge. I know. I just think our defense is going to be bad. And look, like I said, we're going to save money with Cam Robinson next year. Go sign you an edge guy. Don't draft. Look, I mean, how long did we go back and forth about the top edge rushers? Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevon Walker isn't technically an edge, but a guy that can come off the edge. We don't know if any of those 3 are going to be good. Why not take the money you're going to save on Cam Robinson next year because of Evan Neal and go sign an edge that you know is good, that has proven it in the NFL? I would rather do that at that position. I think that gives you the flexibility there. Grace Lambert with the $1.99 super chat, but with no chat. So thank you, Grace. I appreciate that. Thank you for showing your support for the channel. I know Grace is subscribed to the channel, so make sure that you also are subscribed to the channel because once the Jags draft their players, then we're going to be talking about them. And I think Mike and me, if you guys know Mike, we might even be doing a live show on Saturday for the later rounds during the draft. So that could be fun. We could do that. Thank you, Grace. Nasir Premier says 6'7" is nuts. Our offense is doing numbers if this happens. That's the point. That's the point. Let's build up Trevor this year and build up the D in year 3. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's Reese. He says take the best offensive lineman available. John Doe says we don't need a tight end. We good. Bro, we have Evan Ingram. What do you mean we don't need a tight end? We have Evan Ingram. With chances of Evan Ingram even playing 12 games is probably really low, okay? I just don't trust him there. I don't trust him. Okay, so we do have a big need here now for defense. I mean, we've gone offense, and this would just be would it be a panic move to take a running back here? Would it? I mean, Joshua Williams, we don't need a corner. I mean, look, Pierre Strong Jr., not a big fan of his. Tyler Algier, Brian Robinson Jr. A lot of people like him. Look, if you're going to take a running back, you have to do it in this round, right? Like you have pick 197, you have pick 180. The difference between your running backs between 197 and 280 is huge. So you can't really afford. 157 and then 180. Sorry guys, math is hard. 157 and 180. Look, there's going to be a lot of running backs taken here. I think that's where the running back run happens. If you did want to go defense, some of the best available players are Curtis Brooks, D-line from Cincinnati, who I think you might be able to get later in your next pick. I do like Curtis Brooks, though, a lot. Actually, I like him so much that kind of makes me want. I'll tell you what I'm thinking, guys. I like Jason Poe. I like Curtis Brooks. And I like Tyler Algier. I don't know what we're going to get out of our running backs, but I just think it's a little too high. I think 157 is a little too high for a running back. I think you can expect ETN to be back. I think eventually you can expect Robinson to be back. So I think taking a running back here is just a tad too high. But I want to pull the trigger there for sure. It's hard for me not to do it. But look, I got to go Curtis Brooks here. Curtis Brooks out of Cincinnati, 6'2", 285. I like him because he's a guy you can rotate in on the D line. He can play. I know he has, we're not really abandoning edge. If we have Smoot as the other end, think about it. think about if we're in a nickel package, right? You have 3 down linemen, you have Josh Allen. You don't necessarily have another edge there. Like, you only have one edge, and Josh Allen can play the big end, but he can also play the edge. So if you get a guy that can collapse the pocket, like Curtis Brooks, you don't really need another edge. You can get away with Josh Allen is kind of what I'm saying. It's Reese with $10. Dude, Reese, dude. He says, long time, my boy, still supporting. Take the best O-lineman available. Hey, that's what we did at pick 1, Reese. That's what we did. We took Evan Neal at pick 1, and then we took Dylan Parham with our 3rd or 4th pick. So we're good there. Florida Boy says Arden Key is a depth piece. Okay, but he's a rotational guy. You got to admit, Florida Boy is rotation. Binu with $5. Dude, you guys are too nice tonight. Thank you. He says, love these projects. We went heavy on defense during last year. Yeah, exactly. And now, look, listen, I'm this close to taking the running back. Like, I'm this close to taking Tyler Algier. If we had taken an edge earlier instead of a guard, I would take Algier here. I would, 100%. But because of what we've done here, I think I have to take Curtis Brooks. Curtis Brooks is my guy. He can collapse the pocket. Real strong punch. He needs to work a little bit on shedding blocks, but overall, he's going to be a good player, I think. And now we've addressed D-line, so we can kind of move on from there, fortunately. All right, so let's add him to our list here. He is pick 5, 157. All right. Thank you again, Reese and Binu. You guys are always here. I love it. And you guys, the reason why I do this is because of guys like y'all. It's Reese says, got to protect our quarterback and lineman that can hold blocks for the running game. We're protecting them. Ben Hone says, we have smaller running backs. Go get a bruiser running back to fill in that LeGarrette Blunt role that Peterson had in his running back room in Philly. I like that. Moon Illusion says, McKinnon, he'd be a good pick. A depth piece with talent to keep fresh legs. Okay, so you guys are wanting running back here, huh? My guy's gone, unfortunately. It's sad to see. He must have gone. Man, if I was in this, let's see where he went. Wait. Where did he go? Did he not get drafted? Oh, he did at 164. The freaking Raiders took him. Okay. Look, I'd wanted Algier, boy. Don't get me wrong. I wanted Algier bad. But that's okay. So we've taken let's recap here. So we've taken a tackle. We've taken a receiver with the 2nd pick. We took a linebacker with the 3rd pick. We took a guard with the 4th pick. We took Jelani Woods, the tight end, with the 5th pick. We took Curtis Brooks with our 6th pick. Okay, so we still have needs at probably safety, interior offensive line, receiver, and running back, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be kind of where I'm going to be keying in on here. Nobody mad at the offense. It doesn't make sense to neglect the defense that was trash last year. I mean, I don't know. The defense was horrible. It's going to be horrible again. Zach Thomas. Actually, I liked his game. Let me see who I had some. Oof. Now Zach Thomas. Now, is this the same Zach Thomas? Is there 2 Zach Thomases? Okay. So Zach Thomas is going to bump into guard. Look at this average draft position, 191. Okay, so again, I told you I wasn't going to get too wrapped up in that, but we still do have a need at the interior offensive line. Jason Poe, another guy that I like a lot. Man, I don't know. When you get down to these running backs, I mean, look, Brian Robinson, Jaquandre White, Ty Chandler, Keontae Ingram, Tyrion Davis-Price, Devontae Price, Hassan Haskins. I know a lot of people like Hassan Haskins, but like you're kind of flipping a coin at this point. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we could wait another round because like between Brian Robinson and Hassan Haskins, you're really flipping a coin. You really are. So that's why I think here you got to take your best interior offensive lineman. And to me, That's Zach Thomas. Again, he's gonna bump inside to guard. I like Zach Thomas. Plays tackle and guard. Really good run blocker. Stays low. He plays with good leverage. All the scouting reports said he has active feet, meaning that he's always running his feet. That's a guy that you want. And again, is a swing guy. Can play tackle or guard. So I know we're heavy at tackle right now, but he can also play guard. And so it kind of helps you out there. If Dylan Parham can move to center, now we're like looking good in the trenches. We're looking real good. I know people aren't happy that we're abandoning the defense, but we have plenty of time, my guys. We have so many picks this year. So many picks. And when you get to these picks toward the end anyways, I mean, what are the chances that they're going to hit? They're all pretty much the same after this. So don't freak out too bad here, boys. We'll be okay. Let's add them to our list. Zach Thomas, welcome to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We averaged like 10 points a game last year. Exactly. John Doe lined up the scoreboard this year, no problem. How many points did we give up? I know. Illusion says good pick. We couldn't even score points last year. What do you mean? You can't compete if you can't score. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Got to score. Got to put the ball in the end zone, and I think we have a chance now. I really do. All right. So we definitely still have D-line, linebacker. We still have linebacker and safety needs for sure. So let's take a look at who we have on the board. I'm tempted to look Jason Poe. I know it's a lot. I'm not going to do it, guys, but I'm telling you now, Jason Poe is a good little player. If he didn't play at Mercer, we got a little better look. I think he'd be further up the draft boards if he didn't play at Mercer for sure. Man, let's see here. You know who I really like is I like Nephi Sewell. But I think he's a 7th round guy. But look, let me see if I can find him. Look, I know his average draft position is 215. And I know you guys are always like, well, I can get him in the next round. But put yourself in like an actual GM spot here. Like, if you wanted this guy and you're picking 188, are you really going to like risk it at like 222 or 235 in our 7th round picks? Like, if you have the guy with the 6th round grade, I think you take him with the 6th round grade. And we're going to help the defense out here. We're going to add another linebacker, and we're taking Nephi Sewell. And I know look, you can call it a reach all you want, boys, but look, this is real life. This ain't the mock draft simulator. Look, if you got a guy that you like, you got to take him. And I think you take him there, and I think he's a good pick, to be honest. And, say what you want. Call me call me dumb, call me ignorant, whatever. But I mean, listen, it's realistic. You can't wait and say, oh, he'll be there in the 7th round, because you don't know if he'll be there in the 7th round. So if you want him, take him. Rad Nephi Sewell, baby, let's go. Let's see. Did I mess up? I messed up. Hold on, boys. Hold on. Got to add him to our list. Sorry. I need like a producer or something. Okay. And then we will fix this. All right. We need another safety. Another good pick, says Moon Illusions. I'm not going to stop hating on Dewey till he's gone. I like Sewell. Yeah, me too. Your next pick is 10 picks later. Listen, I know my next pick is 10. Look, I know. Listen, I know. But you got to take – how many times you see people get drafted like the pick before, the pick after? Like you got to take them. You got to take who you want. You got to stick to your convictions. And that's what I'm doing. All right. So – here, I think, is where we maximize our running back pick here, okay? I think this is pretty, like I alluded to before, I think this is between Brian Robinson Jr. and Hassan Haskins. Now, fortunately, I got to watch a lot of both of these guys, a lot of film about these guys, so I think they're both good players. Ty Chandler could be good. Again, I mean, you're coin flipping all these guys anyways. It's a Quandre Wright, could be good, but I think it really comes down to Brian Robinson and Hassan Haskins. And, look, I really like both of them. But here's the problem is Haskins had a really good offensive line in front of him. Like, really, really good. And I know Alabama did too. I mean, we took their tackle. We took him first. But the right side of that line actually wasn't as good as people think. I know he's got some injury histories. But I like Brian Robinson's game. I liked him ever since he came to the team. I know there's a big need at safety. We got who some people are saying Chris Paul, Leon O'Neal Jr., a guy I was looking at from Texas A&M. Brad Hawkins, a guy that was pretty good at Michigan. Doug Kramer, a lot of guys I've seen mocked here. We got 2 consecutive picks here, so we kind of can have the ability to to do what we want. Let's take a look at the safeties. Not a lot there. Not a lot there. You're looking at Leon O'Neal Jr., who's going to end up being more of a special teams guy. Bubba Bolden, a lot of people like. Shad, get Lewis. I know a lot of people like Lewis Sign from Georgia. It doesn't matter what we do here because we are picking 2 consecutive picks. So I think we have to go Brian Robinson Jr., running back, and then we have to go Leon O'Neal Jr. And look, I know it is what it is, but we got to help out in the secondary a little bit. But I know a lot of people said Bubba Bolden. Brandon says Bubba Bolden, and look, he could be. That's a guy that I would be okay with. But based on watching no film on either one, I got to go with the scouting reports, and the scouting reports have him higher. Okay, so now we're at pick 222. We only have 2 picks left. We've pretty much addressed everything. We still have a need, I think, at interior offensive line. I still think we have a need at wide receiver. So we have Josh Johnson, who's getting a lot of play from Tulsa. Jason Poe, I think you got to take Jason Poe here. I like Jason Poe's game. I don't expect him to be here at this pick. But I'm being Trent Baalke, so we've got to take Jason Poe, got to take interior offensive line. I think he will be good in the NFL, and I think he actually will be able to contribute. So don't think he'll be at that pick, but since he is, I'm going to take him there. And this leads us to our last pick of the draft. And I think based on the history of the Jaguars, you have to take a flyer on a running back or on a wide receiver, right? So you got to take a flyer. Jerrion Ealy had a lot of hype at Ole Miss for a while. Snoop Connor, running back / receiver at Ole Miss. Jalen Warren, Slade Bolden, Reggie Roberson. Now, I like Reggie Roberson. Don't like Josh Corbin. Don't really like any of these guys. I think Jerrion Early is the pick here. Jerrion Ealy. I know he's classified as a running back, but I think he can play receiver. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I know he's classified as a receiver, but or running back, but I think he makes the transition. Let's just take a look here. What's his size? 5'8". That's small. 5'8", 189. It's the 7th round, guys. It's the 7th round. What do you expect out of this? I mean, I do like Reggie Roberson. Let's do it. Let's do Reggie Roberson, boys. I always like Reggie Roberson. SMU. Let's go. All right, so here we go. We finished our draft. I saw the aggregation and running backs and receivers. All right, so here we go. And we'll look at the grades, but we don't really care, guys. We don't really care. What does PFF know? If they knew, they would all be GMs. Okay. All right. So Evan Neal. All right, this is gonna be the part that gets clipped and put on. If y'all didn't know, I post on Instagram now, so I'm pretty much a big deal here. Evan Neal is my first pick. Got to protect Trevor. Got to be your number one. He can play guard this year. He can play right tackle this year, and then you don't have to sign Cam Robinson. And if you by not signing Cam Robinson to a mega deal, you're saving yourself a lot of money for next year that you can then allocate to a defensive lineman, another edge rusher, another wide receiver, anything like that you can take. So I think Evan Neal's the move. And beyond all that, like I do think Evan Neal's a really good player. I thought he played outstanding against Georgia. I thought he played outstanding in every game that he played in. In both games against Georgia, he was probably one of the best players on the field. I know there's clips of him, losing his balance, and some people on Twitter are talking about he's on the ground a lot. He's good. He's going to be fine. It's always a risk taking a non-skill position at 1 overall, but you're in the situation the Jags are in. I think that you need that. At the second pick, I have George Pickens at 33. Now, I know George Pickens gets a lot of love in all the mocks, and it's for a reason. There's a chance George Pickens isn't there. So if George Pickens isn't there, then you are looking at one of those other receivers that was at that same spot. I think who do we have there? We had guys like Sky Moore. You had guys like Arnold Abetke, the DN from Penn State, Leo Chenal. You have options there if Pickens goes early. That torn ACL in 2021 might scare some teams. Only playing 4 games last year, but very productive when he was on the field. Brian Asamoah. I like Brian Asamoah. Look, I think he's a good player. Like I said, a ton of solo tackles. Reads his keys really well. Really good on special teams. Good movement. Toward the line of scrimmage, north and south. Can work on it laterally, but look, Foye is going to be your lateral linebacker anyways. So I think that we're good there. Dylan Parham, a guy that I did want. He got a C+ grade here by PFF, but again, we don't care what PFF thinks. I like Dylan Parham, who's recruited as a tight end. He can play either guard spot, and he can play center. Keeps his balance. He's got real choppy steps, which is what you want for an offensive lineman. Needs to work on his pull. And again, he's got to work on the bull rush from the 3 techs, but I think that he'll be okay there. I think that picks him much better than a C+. Jelani Woods. Love Jelani Woods. Like I said, quarterback prospect at Oklahoma State, converted to tight end, and 44 catches, 600 yards, 8 touchdowns. We need a guy that can go in the end zone. I don't believe Evan Ingram's the guy. So I got to go with my gut here, and I think Dougie P is going to want a tight end that he can mold for the future. And Ingram's on realistically a 1-year deal. So I think that's the pick there. Then we had Curtis Brooks, who I got a C grade there, which is crazy. It's funny because when I took Curtis Brooks in the 6th round in a mock before this, I got an A grade for him. So just by taking him, it looks like about 20 picks later, my grade went from a C to an A. So again, I don't really buy into the hype of, don't reach, because if the guy's good, take him. That's the bottom line. I like Curtis Brooks, strong, can collapse the pocket from the D-line. He can play any D-line spot, even the nose. He's got a strong punch. Needs to work on shedding blocks. Needs to be better at finding the ball carrier in the gap, but I think overall he's going to be a good player for sure. All right, then I took Zach Thomas. I'm a huge fan of Zach Thomas. I think he's going to be a good guard in the NFL. He can play tackle and guard. Don't really have a need for a tackle with Evan Neal, but can play guard. He's a good run blocker. Stays low, plays with a good leverage, active feet, all of those things. Nefi Sewell. Look, I got a D- grade on Nefi because I reached for him. But look, I like Nefi. I think he's going to be a good player. I think he might even be able to compete with Brian Asamoah for some snaps. I seriously think that. I liked Sewell's game. I liked his the way he played all year at Utah. He was always around the ball. There's something to be said for that for sure. Brian Robinson, surprised I got an A- grade there, to be honest. He's probably the one in this list, him and Reggie Roberson, that I could see going either way. I like his pedigree from Alabama. The team needs a running back, so 6th round, I think that's good value there for sure. At round 6, 198, the next pick, Leon O'Neal Jr. Needs safety help, whether it be special teams or safety or an injury. Need help there, and I think he'll give us good value there at 198. At 222, our first 7th round pick, we took Jason Poe. And listen, I don't think Jason Poe is going to be there, and I don't think PFF does either. I think that's why they gave me an A+ grade on these. Grades are more about value than they are like actual player, which is why you can't look at these grades. But A+ grade, I think Jason Poe will be good. Playing for a small school like Mercer, though, hard to know. And last but not least, Reggie Roberson, flyer pick. Look, last pick in the draft, take a flyer, take a speed guy, a guy that can take the top off. He was actually pretty highly recruited going into SMU. I think it was like a 3-star or something like that. Good player. PFF gave me an overall grade of a B. Don't care because I think I gave myself an overall grade of an A. So now you guys tell me, what do you think? What do you think of my draft? I give myself an A. PFF gave me a B, but what does PFF know? Brett James. What up, Brett James? Brett James has a YouTube channel. You can go check his YouTube channel out. He does some good content, all right? So we got to stick together as content creators. I'm going to go up on some of these comments. Take a little sip. Timmy Devil says PFF is ran by clowns who never played the sport, and people think that their word is bond, a bunch of fast talking and over explanations. Timmy, I feel like that's me. I'm a fast talker and over explainer, but I get it. I played the game, so I'm with you and coached it. Sea Breacher says Pickens scares me. He has all of the talent, but nobody wants a cancer in the locker room. Yeah, I didn't bring up his character issues. That's a good point, Sea Breacher. I don't know. Would rather have Christian Watson over Pickens, but your draft looks solid. Yeah, Christian Watkins, smaller school guy. The only problem I have there, but doesn't mean anything, especially the wide receiver. DJ M's in the chat. How did I not see him? What up, DJ M? Brett James, Calvin Austin is going to be nasty. I'm taking him number 1 overall. Don't know who that is. William says A for sure. Thanks, William. I appreciate that. John Doe says, Justin Ross, welcome to Duval. Yeah, I mean, Justin Ross is going to be a guy that goes higher than people think. Nasir Premier gives me a B+. Thank you, Nasir. And look, I understand people give their hesitancy to give me like an A because I reached for guys. I definitely reached for Jelani Woods. Ooh, what is this? Okay. I definitely reached for Jelani Woods. I definitely reached for Curtis Brooks. I definitely reached for Nephi Sewell. But beyond that, I got good value, I think, at every pick. I could see Pickens being gone in real life. I could see Asamoah being gone in real life. I could see Parham being gone in real life. Zach Thomas probably won't be around 6. Brian Robinson probably won't be around 6. Jason Poe, I don't think will be around 7. So I've got value, just not everywhere. A- from Robert Atzert. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that, A-. Do you think we get any clues or leaks about who we take before draft night, or will it probably be a surprise? So they've kept it a surprise. I mean, a lot of teams will try to get contracts done. That doesn't really happen anymore. It wasn't good for the NFL. So even though, like last year, Trevor Lawrence was a done deal, this year they might keep it a surprise. And look, you never know. You know, they may wait for that 11th hour call that someone trades the farm for that first pick. And that's probably what the Jags are hoping for. King K says, am I the only one that feels like we still have a need at DB? Tyson and Darius are good, but I'm not a fan of Shaq. I'm not a fan of Shaq either. I'm not going to lie to you. I do like Tyson Campbell, though. Chris Claybrooks is back. Trey Herndon's back. You're right, though. I mean, we definitely do still have a need at DB. But could you move one of these safeties to the inside? I mean, we saw a lot of that last year, and you were seeing the NFL kind of go to that more a lot more nowadays. Rudy Ford lined up in the nickel a lot last year. I liked Rudy Ford. Andre Sisco kind of played in the box some. Rayshon Jenkins played down. Daniel Thomas played down. Wingard played down. So all these guys can kind of play that pseudo next corner because the NFL is kind of going that way. But that's a good point. You could maybe see a DB taken here. I mean, maybe I have one too many interior offensive linemen, but I don't know. DJ M says, all I know is that these picks are going to be better than the ones Trent is going to make. So, my last name's Trent. His first name's Trent. So maybe we'll have a little mind meld there. Tibbs dropped some hints today. Oh, I haven't seen that. Lindenbaum is my size. I'm not ready. John Doe, I love it. Unpopular opinion, I take Jaquan Brisker at 33, it says Brett James. Okay. Look, there's a lot that can happen. And look, based on my past doing mock drafts, they're not going to take any of these people. So it should be good. But I do appreciate you guys being here. This was a good show. I had a lot of fun. I haven't done a live show in a couple weeks. I've been grinding the film breakdowns. I was going to do a film breakdown on Ike Ekwonu. I had some film, but I'm kind of tired of film breakdowns. I'm going to wait until the Jags draft their players, and I'll do film breakdowns on whoever they draft. So that'll be fun. So we'll definitely get that done. So we'll definitely be doing a live show on Saturday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you get a notification. We'll probably be around noon. Me and Mike, if you've seen him on the show before, we'll be breaking down the picks, and it should be good. Thank you guys for being here and being during the live show. I'll have so much fun talking with you guys. I mean, I love it. We had some nice donations in the super chat. Binu, thank you for the $5. It's Reese, thank you for the $10. Grace Lambert, thank you for the $2. Steve Boston ended up giving, I think, $10. Thank you, or $12. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I love it. I'm sorry there's no trades, but it is what it is. Thank you guys again. I'll see you guys very soon, definitely on Saturday. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. Appreciate you guys. Oh, Jesus King. Brings it to $5 when I'm about to log off. Jesus King says, I'm late. Showing appreciation for what you do. Jesus King, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Love the name. Love the super chat. Thank you very much. Moon Illusion says, I remember watching your live show last year. I don't think any of them were right, so hey, it's what we do. Jesus King, Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, and you guys are great. You always humble me. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. I post on Instagram now, so it should be good. And if for the people that are still hanging around at the very end, I have some exciting news for summer. I'm just going to tease you there. Okay.